Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Good Deeds, Real Estate with a Mission. I'm Bill Weidecker from the Fine Homes Group at Keller Williams, and welcome to episode 0004, Justin. We've made it through the critical first three, and here we are. I think I have the count right.
I was just doing the math. I believe you are correct, yes.
So if you're going to do thousands of these, as I've said, you've got to have 3 zeros up in front. So we're gaining on it, and we're here to talk all things real estate for the benefit of the listening public, because it's one of the most interesting subjects out there. At least it is for me, and love talking about it with potential clients, with our current clients. It's valuable information and good driving music, as they say. Today we have a guest with us who is my partner in crime in life and in business, because she is Diane Davidson from the Fine Homes Group at Keller Williams. Good morning, Diane.
Good morning, Bill.
Welcome to the party.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
Well, we're glad to have you, because Justin and I run out of things. We can only take this as far as we can think, which isn't very far.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially me.
We run out of thoughts quickly. Well, we'll think of something. So let's start off today. We'll start off in our first segment, just kind of talking a little bit about what's going on out there in our current market. And first of all, interest rates. Here's what we know: the mortgage rates started off the year down over where they were in the fall. We were, tickling close to 8% fixed rate mortgages, and that had buyers out there losing their sense of humor pretty quickly. And as a result, the economy started to look like we were going to have some brightening in 2024. The Fed had sort of signaled that they were going to go through at least 4 rate reductions. And the first meeting that the Fed was going to have where this might be on the table was March. And during that time, since the clock struck 2024, the economic news has been such that it still looks like things are pretty good, and that inflation is still outpacing where the Fed wants it to be. So how does that affect mortgages? Well, if you want to slow the economy down, you've got to tighten up access to money. You've got to tighten up the cost for borrowing the money, because the classic definition of inflation is too much money chasing too few goods. And you just need to look at the real estate market when you say there's just not enough listings to know that that's the reason why nationwide the economy is had this effect where it seems overheated. And now mortgage rates as of now are 7.1, 7.2. So we're more like 7.25 for a 30-year fixed rate mortgage out there, and that may tend to slow things up a little bit. But all real estate, like politics, is local, which means this: we really have not seen an effect in the state of New Hampshire, because the inventory is such that prices can't go down at this point. There's just not enough houses on the market, and there's still plenty of buying traffic out there. So my sense is that until we see more than a few weeks supply of inventory, we're not going to see much change in this market. Buyers are outstripping sellers 1.5 to 2 to 1, and you're kind of boots on the ground with the agents on the Fine Homes Group team. You kind of see what's going on out there. Do you have any sense of what people are seeing in the marketplace? Diane?
Well, thanks, Bill. We're clearly inventory starved. Can you do me a favor, though, just for the listening public? Could you explain when you say buyers outstripping sellers, what that means, and also 2 weeks supply? Because I'm not sure the average person or agent even necessarily out there knows what that means.
Well, we track, or at least I track this all the time, and I want to see how many new listings are coming on the market. And I check every day, and I check for the previous 7 days every day. Now you think, well, wait a minute. Why a 7-day look back? The reason I do that is because I want to sort of take the wobbles out of the market that I'm looking at. And what I mean by that is more listings tend to come on the market at the end of the week, and more listings tend to go under agreement at the beginning of the week. Weekends tend to be where most agents want to put the houses on the market with their sellers so that they can take advantage of foot traffic over the weekend. So I look back 7 days for new listings, and then I also look back that same 7 days for under agreements, things that have been put under agreement. Because then I know a buyer has actually decided to buy a property and they've entered into a purchase and sale agreement with a seller. So if I know those two numbers, I know how much is coming on the market, and I really sort of check Hillsborough, Rockingham, and Merrimack County, which is southern New Hampshire, and I'm looking at the populated counties in the state to just give me a general sense. And that's the markets we tend to work closely in. And what I have seen is that the new listings coming on the market is about half what the under agreements are, which means this: for every new listing that comes on the market, 2 are going under agreement. So that's not sustainable in the long term. And so, I also look at active inventory, Diane. And, you have under 1,000 single-family homes on the market in the entire state of New Hampshire. Manchester, 2 days ago, there were 10 properties on the market, 10 single-family homes in the entire city. And then one property in Goffstown, as I said.
Goffstown has the prize, right?
I mean, goodness gracious!
One house.
If you want to, if you want to look at the entire inventory in the town of Goffstown, we can schedule it during your coffee break.
Exactly. This isn't something that's like a secret either. I was buying a car this past weekend. The car salesman was like, "Yeah, what is there, like 1,200 homes in the whole state available?" Like, people know the number, that there's not, what's for sale and what's not.
Sure.
937 this week.
Oh, see, he was a little off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Stick to cars.
But you know what? He's not. He might be a little off, but it's not his industry. He's not that far off.
Right.
And I think the reason that is that the industry has done a pretty good job of letting people know. But what does that mean to the average homeowner that's been thinking of moving? This is the year, in my opinion. If you're thinking 2024 is the year that we're going to make a move, maybe now is the time to think about, is there a possibility that I can be more ready sooner than later? Because one thing I do know is that we can talk about where things are today. Who the heck knows where it's going to be in 6 months?
Sure. Yeah. It's if you're ready, you're ready, I guess. Right. So, and that's why you listen to this show, to help you get ready.
Exactly. Well,
Bingo.
It's interesting you say ready, because we have an expression: we want you to be prepared for when you're ready. So it takes a lot. A lot goes into properly selling a home, and a lot goes into properly buying a home. And oftentimes life sort of shows up, right? Someone's driving down the street and sees a sign on a house and they weren't planning to buy, or somebody, and that person also needs to sell. So it's our job, and we take it very seriously, to get people in a position where they're prepared for whenever that eventuality takes place, whether it's in a week, a year, 5 years. We've got some great stories about that, preparing people way in advance.
Well, I remember being out to lunch with a client, and the server came over and said, "Would you like to order?" And my client said, "I certainly would. I'm just not ready." He wanted to. He just wasn't. And so it's the same thing. People would like to. They'd like to be prepared, and they're not ready. And fate's a funny thing, because oftentimes things speed up. Real estate has a way of speeding up, and then people are like, "Oh my God, I'm not ready," and they throw their hands up like, "I guess I just can't do it." When we come back after our break, we're going to talk a little bit about what that process looks like. If you're thinking of moving in 2024, what are the key things you want to be able to do? So as we enter into our break, keep that on your mind. We're going to come back with lots of strategies, tactics, tips. You're listening to Good Deeds, Real Estate with a Mission. I'm Bill Weidecker.